Hey guys, welcome to my channel Desi Abroad, and in this video I will be explaining to you about how you can finally fulfill your dream of working in Thailand and at the same time get to visit all those amazing places that you always wanted to. Before we continue, make sure you subscribe to my channel so you can learn more about living, traveling and working in Thailand. Also, don't forget to like this video as well. To begin with, there is an incredibly high demand for foreign teachers from other countries in Thailand. But it is not only limited to native English speaking teachers, but there is also a requirement for non-native English speakers as well. Also, there is no such requirement for you to have any previous teaching experience to become a teacher in Thailand. There was an announcement in the Ministry of Education of Thailand's website as well as in Bangkok Post, which is one of the leading newspapers in Thailand, about the Ministry of Education actually appealing to foreign embassies in 2020, asking them for assistance to help them get more foreign teachers into the country to teach Thais how to speak English. I will be talking about the requirements of becoming a teacher in Thailand later in my video. But for now, I will be giving you some more important details that you need to know about. The first thing that you need to do is decide on where you plan on staying while you are in Thailand. Do you want to live in Bangkok? Do you want to live in Chiang Mai? Do you want to live in the north, the south, the east, or the west? And once you have decided where you plan on living in Thailand, after that, do some research on the schools within that area. There is a very good website called adjourn.com that you can look into, where some, not all, some of the schools post the teaching positions available in Thailand. Keep in mind though, that actually not all the schools use this particular website or post their job openings online. Only the high tier schools that have a proper HR department and have staff that are really good at communicating in English to post jobs online. As I said before, not many schools apply or post their positions online. So therefore, I highly encourage that after you have made a list of all the schools within your area, to print out a CV, if possible, related to teaching. If not, that is not a problem at all, and start going from school to school and talking with the management of the school to check if there are any positions available over there. One of the biggest advantages of actually going from school to school is that the management is able to see you in person, see how you dress, how you talk, and even gives you the opportunity to show some of your skills. And if there are any positions available, the chances are very high that you might be hired there and then. What happens after you get hired? Well, right after you get the good news, the school should assist you in getting your new non-immigrant B visa as well as your work permit. Now, there's quite a lot of documents that the school needs to get from government authorities like the Ministry of Education, as well as getting permission from other authorities as well, for you to be able to start teaching in Thailand. Depending on the kind of school that you join, there is a possibility that you might or might not actually have to pay the fee for the non-immigrant B visa and the work permit for your own pocket. Just to give you a general idea, a non-immigrant visa costs you around 1,900 Thai baht, and a work permit will cost you around 3,100 baht. Talking about the type of school, there are many different types of schools in Thailand. For example, there are international schools, there are universities, there are private schools, there are public or government schools, there are vocational colleges, as well as language centers as well. Depending on the type of school that you join, the requirements vary as well as the pay. Just to give you an idea, if you want to join an international school or a university, the requirement for those places is actually higher compared to the rest of them. A A university or an international school might require you to have an education degree. Now, that they're asking you for an education degree, that means that they are ready to pay you much higher compared to other schools as well. Other type of schools have less requirements compared to international schools and universities, and at the same time they have lower salary as well. But private schools in general pay good salary, not as much as international or universities, but they do pay really good salaries as well. Coming over to public and government schools, well, because they receive less funding from the government, the possibility is that you will not get a very high pay over there. Lastly, Language Center is a really good option for people who want to have more flexible hours and or want to work on hourly or contractual basis, depending on them. And the pay for the language schools varies according to how much you actually want to work over there. Language schools focus more on one-on-one learning or small groups of 2, maximum 4 kids in one group. I myself initially started teaching at a primary school, but later on shifted to a language center where I am teaching right now. The teaching hours of the school are from 8 in the morning till 4 or 4:30 in the evening. But for the language center, it depends mostly on you, your employer, and how many lessons that you have or what time you have those lessons. Usually, a teacher in Thailand is expected to work for 16 to 20 hours a week, but that does not include preparation time. That is actual teaching time that you spend in the classroom, which is 16 to 20 hours a week. Talking about the salary. Now, the baseline salary in Thailand is 30,000 Thai baht. Now, 99% of the schools in Thailand will not offer you any less than 30,000 baht. On top of that, there are many different kind of benefits that you can get from schools as well, depending on which school you join. Some might give you all the benefits, some might give you some, maybe some might not give you any, but some of the benefits that you can get from a school are health insurance or housing allowance, or even a free lunch meal as well in the school. As for me, my institute provides me with accidental insurance. Just in case if I am in an accident, the school pays some of the hospital bill. So finally, what are the requirements to become a teacher in Thailand? Majority of the schools in Thailand will require you to have a bachelor's degree, but that is not always the case. However, having a degree will help the school to get you a non-immigrant B visa and a work permit much more easily, but there are loopholes if you do not have a degree. For example, rather than hiring you as a teacher, they might just hire you as an assistant teacher. Some people might think that it is really important to be a native English speaker, but that is not particularly true. Take me for an example. I am a non-native English speaker myself, and there are quite a lot of non-native English speakers that are working in Thailand as teachers successfully. I've been doing that from the last 3 years myself. But it does help to have a good spoken and written English, as well as some of the schools do require for non-native English speakers to have a TOEIC score with them as well. Finally, legally speaking, it is not a requirement to have a TEFL certificate when you teach in Thailand, but majority of the schools expect you to have one. The reason for this is that it shows that you have some kind of training to actually be able to teach non-native English speakers the language that is required to be taught. Now, I'm very sure that none of you would like to go to a classroom and not know what to do. A TEFL certificate actually teaches you how to work on a student's vocabulary, how to teach them grammar, how to work on their pronunciation, as well as some interesting games that you can use to teach them English. On top of that, it also teaches you how to make your lesson plan. And also, and the most important thing that it teaches you is about the cultural differences, and plus many other things. The word TEFL actually stands for Teaching English as a Foreign Language. But I will be talking about TEFL as well as CELTA certification later on in my future videos. One thing that you do need to know about TEFL and CELTA certification is that it does not only allow you to teach in Thailand, but it also opens doors for you to teach in many other countries in Southeast Asia. So, is a basic salary of 30,000 baht enough to live in Thailand? In my opinion, 30,000 baht is a really good salary for a place like Thailand. Looking at Bangkok, which is the most expensive city in Thailand, if you move a little bit out of Bangkok, things get around 20 to 25% cheaper. As I myself live in Chiang Mai and looking at how much I get paid, I can very confidently say that at the end of the month, I do get to save a little. So guys, that is some information I wanted to give you guys on becoming a teacher in Thailand. I will be talking about more topics related to work as well as living and traveling in Thailand in my future videos. So make sure you subscribe to my channel as well as like this video as well. I will see you guys later. Bye-bye.